Hello. Hello to the elf on the shelf. That's where he was or she was this morning. I keep worrying about what I'm going to tell my daughter when I'm like, angels are real, but Santa's not. If the kid is watching this, don't watch it. But yeah, it's kind of like she's at that age. She's 8 and she's starting to wonder. I don't know how that's all going to go. Okay. Anyway, let me get to the topic of the day. Um, I wanted to talk about being grounded. So, grounding in your body as a spiritual person can be super hard. And as a traumatized person, I feel like for me, those two things went hand in hand. I don't know if they go hand in hand for you too. But I'm just I guess the format of my channel is like, I'm going to tell some stories about this and then I'm going to tell you some tips and tools. That seems to be the way it's been going. And welcome to all my new subscribers that I got from my new interview with Yannicka on Wisdom from North. That's been so cool. And it's been like, whoa, oh my gosh, I'm like totally booked till February and trying to open new spots. And every time I open new spots, they get booked up. So anyway, I'm very, 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 very thankful. But I also don't think I do anything more special than any of you. I just want to just remind everyone of that I think we're all spiritual beings. I even think the angels see us like them and they're like, don't be silly. Anyway, I think that we're all in this together. So if I can tell you some cool things that help you, I'm really glad, but I don't think that I'm better at this. I just had some weird experiences that basically I'm forced to talk about. Not forced, but part of my healing journey and like fulfilling my promise that I made in my journal is sharing about it, which scares me a lot. So thank you for being here. Anyway, being grounded. So, one of the concepts I really like to think about is that we're mind, body, and spirit. So like I was raised with mind and body, but I didn't have a concept of spirit. So like having all three of those like working and in conjunction and balanced is super important. But when I got traumatized, I basically left my body. I had a pretty bad trauma. I don't talk about it a lot because usually when I do, people start crying. But it was a sexual assault, trigger warning, a really bad one, very public, and I woke up in the middle of it. I was 13. I weighed less than 100 pounds. It was awful. And I was bullied horribly. I don't know. I feel like I just say trauma because it's like, if I go into it. Anyway, that was my first experience, like leaving my body. And I basically wasn't in my body for my whole life after I was 13. And some people that I worked with, like, I've talked before, like in my 20s, once I saw that light, I found a shaman on Google to help me feel better that I wasn't crazy. He was the right person to find. If I would have gone to a psychiatrist, I'm not sure that would have happened, but he was really helpful. And he told me, when the physical world doesn't take care of you, the spiritual world does. So basically, I think part of how I ended up having this spiritual experience, I don't know, I was just so traumatized, but I was also like way far from my world. Like I basically, and if you've been traumatized too, like you probably know, like dissociating or you're going through your life and your world, but you're not really there. And that can happen with big and small traumas. That happens, anytime we're, thinking about other things. It happens in little ways and big ways. But we really are here to be in our bodies and be spirits in our bodies. Like I've even read, interestingly, that our soul contains our body. So our soul and our spirit is like much bigger and our body is like contained within it. And then I'm not sure though. And if anyone has any thoughts or more knowledge about it, I'd love to hear. Anyway, so part of my healing process was returning to my body. Like when I said I wanted to heal all the way at 23, I started doing a lot of yoga. That really brought me back to my body. I needed some kind of mind-body practice to help me return to like my, yoke my mind and body together again. And that was really powerful because that was probably the first time I really felt grounded and stable, was doing all that yoga and Reiki, that kind of energy healing, clearing out the things that had been blocking my energetic body. Very powerful. So that's how I started to get grounded. And then I had that big spiritual experience. I don't know how those fit together. I mean, I wanted to heal all the way and I made that promise. So I guess that's why people keep asking me why that happened to me. I don't know. But yeah, even like when I had those spiritual experiences, I was very in my body and they were much louder than anything I do now. Like even talking to the angels when I do the readings, it's like, I'm still like, it was so present then. It was amazing. And that basically, once it ended, I tried to get ungrounded again, or I wanted to be ungrounded. I was like, this sucks. I don't want to be in my body. I don't want to be on this planet. I just saw a bunch of light. Felt a bunch of angels. Like, I want to leave whatever, like I want to go wherever that is. And I couldn't figure it out, obviously, but I was a little bit dissociated after that again, but not like from trauma. It was like the opposite. It was like first it was like, oh, what's down here is bad. And I've been really traumatized. And it was like, oh, what's out there is like amazing. But anyway, so getting grounded now is like about bringing the knowledge of all that light and love into my body and into our bodies, because we are here to be humans on the planet. And I do really believe, I said this last time, or whenever time I say it kind of all the time, we're supposed to be bringing heaven to earth. And that happens through our bodies and our minds and our spirits. So yeah, it's really easy when you're spiritual too, to like just try to go away into the spiritual world, which I really did do for a while after my experiences, but it doesn't actually feel that healthy. Once I've gotten grounded after having those kind of wishes and urgings to leave, it's like really great to have that balance again of mind, body, spirit. So some of the ways I like to get grounded, I'd love to hear some of yours, are going outside and being on the earth. It is just so powerful to just put your feet on the earth with no shoes, or just touch the ground, sit against a tree. My stepdad told me about like people getting buried in the earth, like with their heads up. I don't remember what that was for, but I remember him telling me about that. Maybe that was to get grounded or to cleanse something. Yeah, if anyone knows about that, I'd love to hear, because I don't remember what that was for, but it sounds very cool. I've never done that. Different stones, I can feel those help me get grounded. I would not have believed in that except after my STE. I can feel like how I hold stones. Probably some of y'all probably can too. I don't know what people feel, but like when I hold different stones, like I can feel how they affect my system. It's really crazy. So certain stones help me feel more grounded, like the grounding ones, whatever those, like ruby and tiger's eye. I like the pyrite. I don't know. If you're into stones, I'd love to hear your suggestions on this. But those are helpful. Breathing, breath. It's like the number one tool for everything. Our spirit is like in our breath, I believe, like inhale. It's so beautiful. So just breathing slowly really helps. Also, a mind body practice is huge. So yoga. Some of the times I felt most grounded is after I've practiced Qigong. I don't know if anyone's ever tried that, but Qigong is really powerful. And anyway, any kind of yoga or any kind of mind-body movement, you can do tapping. There's all kinds of cool exercises out there, but whatever helps you like put your body together with your spirit, because we need you here. We're like all supposed to be here. I really believe we're supposed to be embodying the light and the higher energies into our bodies right now. I mean, I don't know. I think so. And we have to do that by being grounded. Anyway, being grounded can be hard if you've been traumatized and or have had a spiritual experience. Those are my thoughts about it. I don't know. I don't have too much to say about it. It's kind of a simple but complex. It's like a simple idea with not much to say, but it's much harder to put into practice. If you guys have any thoughts on grounding, I'd love to hear them. It's such a big part of my practice and my healing journey. So anyway, thank y'all for being here. I love you, and I'll see you next Thursday. Bye.